because y'all know what it is.
TNN Trap News Network.
I was with Rich Rapper.
I fucks with you.
Warning, this video is for satire, educational, and comedy use only. It is not intended to be actual fact, nor is it intended to give real meaning to any of the questions you ponder about late night.
Are now getting lynched a new way. And that's through this court system. Ain't no more getting no 10 years, no 5 years. No, that's been entertained. I hope you've been entertained.
You are now watching.
Those of y'all who don't know, Compton Ricc Rocc was very sticky, Mickey, icky, Vicky, and tricky with his words, with his mouth, with his disrespect. And unfortunately for Compton Ricc Rocc, it led to Spoety Face pulling up on him. So this is Compton Ricc Rocc addressing that after he cut his comments off. Compton Ricc Rocc turned his comments off on it. So let's see what's going on.
Compton Ricc Rocc TV. Let's get to the content.
All right, let's get back to the content, man. It's a new day. As y'all see, me and Spoety Face got the internet on fire. Everybody been entertained. I hope you've been entertained.
Ice cream cones and turkey nuts in the chat.
Me and Spoety Face literally just took care of our business about an hour ago. Y'all want to know what happened? Everything ain't for the internet.
See, here's where Compton Ricc Rocc comes in at. This is me speaking, not Spoety Face speaking. Compton Ricc Rocc does this thing where he gets tough on the internet. I'm speaking from experience. He does this thing where he gets tough on the internet, might start making comments about kids and all that kind of stuff. And then when you get super turned up and you own that, he calls you and talks and has this very calm demeanor. Man, no, it's just for the internet. Blah, blah. It's just for this. It's just for that. So that's why myself personally, because I've already experienced this with Compton Ricc Rocc, where he's acting extra aggressive and then I'm being extra aggressive because it ain't no act in my aggression. And then it's like, oh, it's for the internet, it's for the internet, it's for the internet. I'm already knowing A to Z. I just had to show how he tried to come out. I know it's the next video, but he tries to come out and say, oh, everything ain't for the internet, everything for the internet, blah, blah, blah. Stop trying to portray this Godfather, as Adam would say to Wack, stop trying to portray this GPS Godfather role. You feel me? Stop it. Stop it. We don't want to see a Godfather. You see that word? We don't need you pretending to be a Godfather. You feel me? So you go into the situation with this video and then you're like, oh, well, everything's not for the internet, everything's not for the internet. You know, booty bam this, but you tried to humiliate this man on the internet. You tried to embarrass this man on the internet. But then when it comes to the internet being used against you, you're turned down. And it's crazy because when it was me and Ricc Rocc, a lot of y'all thought that, oh, no, man, Ricc Rocc would never trap. You lying, you lying. Have y'all noticed that everybody who I've come out and said ain't like that ended up not being like that?
That's Ricc Rocc.
Have y'all seen that everybody who I said ain't like that ended up not being like that? Y'all remember when me and Ricc Rocc was into it and I was in Atlanta and y'all swore, no, trap, you lying. Ricc Rocc don't want to blah, blah. No, Ricc Rocc's not like that. He may have been like that once upon a time back in the day, but them days is long gone, big dog. Them days is long gone, big dog. Ricc Rocc was so stressed out, Spoety Face made him go dye the grays on his beard. On his beard. Ricc Rocc was so stressed out when he cut his comments back on, he dyed the grays out of his beard.
It's Spoety Face. Also, what happened this morning between Compton Ricc Rocc and Spoety Face? You guys will have to wait till later on in the video, and we will break down what.
I know we already know what's gonna happen because I had an interview with Spoety Face. Spoety Face said that he wasn't tripping. He just wanted to establish who you were and who you weren't. My words, not his. But we don't have to watch until later in the video. I'll give y'all a little bit of this because I don't want to hear a grown man make a bunch of excuses to tap dance his way out of a situation that he started. I don't want to see a grown man make a bunch of excuses to shimmy, shammer, breathe, stretch, shake, let it go, you know what I'm saying, out of a flu flammer situation that he in fact started at the ripe age of 50 years old.
What happened this morning? I know you all is waiting to see. The hook, I'm pretty sure his people's phone been ringing off the hook about this stuff that's going.
No, they haven't. Only your phone's been ringing off the hook. Only your phone's been ringing off the hook. Nobody's calling him for that. You feel me?
So we're gonna break this up, but we're not gonna go here and check it out, man. Let's go.
You're black.
Want to tell something. Stop here. This gotta be one of the most interesting videos that I've done a reaction to.
Yeah, somebody being in your hood when you know he's in your hood and you're not in your hood and you're close to your hood. And in real time while he's in your hood making videos, eating ice cream, you're making YouTube content about how you're not going to go to your hood. Interesting.
So far, And it's probably going to be one of the biggest ones until something else transpired to take over this algorithm. Because I'm all over the place. He's all over the place. One thing for sure, two things for certain. Take all the street stuff out. Compton, Ricc Rocc know how to keep the conversation going. They said he turned this.
Bro, stop trying to make it seem like you're this ultimate content creator, bro. That's what we don't want to hear about. Stop trying to make it seem like you're this ultimate genius content creator who just had it all figured out, bro. The way that you're going about it, Whack 100 style, will not be tolerated. Will not be tolerated. The way that you're going about it, Whack Daddy, the Daddy Whack style, we're not going to tolerate that. We're not going to sit here and allow you to trick the viewership into thinking that you're this mature, well-spoken, extra articulate, well-thought-out individual who didn't put himself in a situation to get humiliated and embarrassed. And when it came time to stand on business as a man, you sat down.
Comments off yesterday. Ricc Rocc turned his comments off because I knew if I turned my comments off, that'd get everybody else to say Compton Ricc Rocc name everywhere else and make the conversation.
No, you cut your comments off because you couldn't take the pressure. Now you're lying to the fans. Bro, just be honest, bro. Like, I don't understand why he thinks that you guys are so slow. Compton Ricc Rocc, just be honest with the conversation, bro. Just be 100 with the conversation. You was overwhelmed. You were overwhelmed. Whelmed had overed you. You were overwhelmed. You feel me? So you want to be like, oh, no, man. Nah, because I cut the comments off because I wanted to keep the conversation going. I knew if I cut the comments off, if you cut the comments off, you would stop getting them alerts about them people talking to you about how you couldn't go to your community today or yesterday. That's what happens. You should put the refrigerator, though. Yeah, so you got them comments because, people was telling you how you a flu flammer, skulldugger, and a larceny.
Bigger, because I had another plan in mind. That's why I read stuff like this.
Chico being 16 minutes and 40 seconds into this video.
Very smart when it comes to this stuff. A lot of people say he's a buster. He's a mark. He's a sucker. Because
he's a flu flammer, a skulldugger, a larcener.
They looking at it from their point of view, how I used to think about it.
Bro, we don't want to hear you give these fake philosophies. We don't want to sit here and give you like chill out, Socrates. Chill out, Socrates. We don't want to hear these fake whatever. So they saying that at 16 minutes and 40 seconds, Ricc Rocc calling a face. Let's just fast forward this a little bit. You know what? We might as well just let it play.
Have about a little bit more. Just keep on.
I'm just trying to say, I just want to squabble. This ain't nothing but a little squabble.
Oh, Whack. Transpired here. We're going to break it down. All this stuff transpired. He said it was because of Whack.
See, here go the thing too. Now, Compton Ricc Rocc, you're gonna go into a lie, and before you go into this lie, I gotta talk to you about this lie because I want to know why lie, my guy. We gonna get into that because what I know for a fact, y'all gotta remember, Spoety Face has been in my home. He's met my kids. He's met my girl. He's family. He is actually family. You know what I'm saying? He's not a stranger to me. Spoety Face has been in my home. We have a very pretty, very good relationship with one another. You feel me? He's not going to turn down a fade, especially from Compton Ricc Rocc. This is what I know. It's not what I think. It's not what I assume. You mean to tell me that the same person who was in your hood eating ice cream, comfortable enough to sit in your hood and eat ice cream while you sat in the house and, in your own words, made a YouTube video about it in real time while he was in your hood eating ice cream, you was making a YouTube video. How does it make sense that he's afraid of you? That doesn't even make sense. But here goes the thing too. Compton Ricc Rocc just brought he just brought a very interesting variable into the situation. Listen again.
Transpired. He said it was because of Whack.
So as he goes into talking about how something happened because of Whack, do we not believe that he's going to take us to the Whack 100 school of flu, flammery, skullduggery, and larceny?
Which I would never get into an altercation over Whack. A lot of people say Ricc Rocc takes Whack 100. He never say nothing about Whack 100. Why he never say nothing about Whack on the internet? Well, I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't have a problem with him. I've been knowing the man before we got on the internet. The character that he is now.
Oh, well, we know that Ricc Rocc doesn't have a problem with Whack because Ricc Rocc, I don't know if you guys remember the chat where Ricc Rocc blocked me. We was in somebody else's chat. I think it might have been Deuce Sims or maybe it might have been Nina Boy. Don't let me lie. I think it might have been Nina Boy. We was in a chat and I say, well, why do you never say anything about Whack 100 offering to send Adam a link of that little girl's adult content? Compton Ricc Rocc. Compton Ricc Rocc. As us being adults, as us being, it's 89 people in the chat. Out of the 89 people in the chat, if you're a man, just say I. Hand up. Let me know how many men we have in the chat. And ladies, if you in the chat, let me see a little girl emoji. You feel me? I want to ask a quick question based off statistics. If you a man, put I or man or something in the chat. Ladies, I only want to see you put the girl emoji in the chat, because my question to that is, out of all the men in the chat, if your homeboy, I could take that eyeball giving life. I'm cool with that. Out of men, if your homeboy ever asked you if you wanted to see a link to a 15-year-old little girl's adult content, I would assume that you would be ready to whoop him under the house. Whoop him under the house. And if we were all in this YouTube space and you was in the YouTube space and your homie was doing that because he was in the YouTube space, you would make sure that you stay away from that. Ladies, I would imagine that if you ever saw your man hanging out with another man who said that he had that type of content about a little girl, you would no longer be with that man just for hanging out with men who have that type of content. Turkey nuts. Turkey nuts. Turkey nuts. Turkey nuts. So Compton Ricc Rocc is walking around happily, and then you wearing a death row chain. I don't think Snoop Dogg is cool with that. I don't think Snoop Dogg is cool with you wearing a death row chain as you defend a man who's a snitch, who makes a bunch of defamatory remarks about Snoop. But at the same time, what we know is walking around with a young girl's adult content link in his phone, and you don't say anything about it, Ricc Rocc, and you know about it because we had a conversation about it, and we were in the chat. This is not what I think happened. This is what I know happened. I know for a fact that Ricc Rocc is aware that Whack 100 has that link to that little girl's adult content, because when I brought it up, this nigga over here went to the bullshit. He immediately went to Rich, not from RSC. That's creepy as hell. That man immediately went to, I love you, babe. Have a good night. He immediately went to, I'm going to block you. I'm going to block you. I'm going to block you. I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to block you. You're almost as weird as a grown man who takes another picture of a grown man and makes a YouTube profile about it. The only thing that makes you weirder is the fact that you actually tangibly know this man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Keith, what's the deal, bro? Now, on the back end, if you think that situation is all right, let me know. Because when I brought it up to Compton Ricc Rocc says, I don't have to talk about that, and he blocked me. When do any of y'all whoop somebody out? Ricc Rocc almost got whooped out the other day, but then he didn't come to his hood. He wouldn't show up. When me and Ricc Rocc had our issue, he made it take it into a phone call because he didn't want to hand the hand count back. So I don't know. You feel me? That's simple like that. Easy to the point. Easy to the point. So when it comes to a grown man, knowing that another grown man has this kind of content in his phone, Compton Ricc Rocc's the worst type of person, because he'll know about it and still not say anything. Still not say it's wrong. Still not chastise the behavior. Still won't correct the behavior. So if you're not going to chastise, correct, and adjust that type of behavior, you are a part of the problem.
Not the guy.
Silence while you know your homie is doing this type of activity is bad business. You bad peoples. You bad peoples. And in my mind, this is just my opinion, my thought. There's no fact in this. But if you'll hide it, you'll participate in it.
That I know. Y'all know.
If you'll hide it, you'll participate in it.
Whack 100. I never knew Whack 100. I knew a Whack. And I'm not fit to take no squabbles, especially with no young Keyway, no young Rip. We not doing that over at all. So he said a comment.
Man, Ricc Rocc, get up out of here, bro. You done got into it with a whole bunch of Crips behind Ricc Rocc, behind Whack 100. You're fake, bro. You're fake. So this whole like gangbang persona that you're trying to give, I'm not hearing it. I'm sorry. I'm not hearing it, nor am I respecting it. I don't care about that. Now, if you want to talk as an individual, as an intellectual, as a person who was sitting there reading books in the house, avoiding conflict because you're a thinker, I can respect that. But all this street game, knowledge you can't get in college and all that kind of stuff, no, I don't. No, we don't. Y'all can respect it, but I'm not hearing it. Every time somebody sends you a message, don't mean it's a good messenger. Y'all got to be aware of them false prophets. This a false prophet. This a false prophet.
And I said what I said.
Where am I lying?
Which was for anybody who had a problem with the man, y'all worked there. And for the dudes who got a problem with him that been up there,
See, here go the thing too. You're speaking on a man having a problem with another man, not your business. Not your business. You're speaking on a man having a problem with another man, not your business. But since you want to get involved, okay, I got a problem with him and I got a problem with you. Now you want to act like, well, no, I don't. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't want to. Vanilla. Spoety Face voice. Vanilla. Yo, gang banging is vanilla. Come on, bro. It's not even Rocky Road.
Y'all got
You don't even put a nigga on a rocky road. Your gang banging is just vanilla.
a problem with him. Spoety said you
And then if somebody got a problem with it, why do you have to speak on it? It's not your problem. It's not your issue. Why are you involving yourself?
know what? I'm gonna speak up and I'm gonna say something because I don't think nobody else who he could be talking to is gonna say anything. So it all started because of this picture right here, right? So let me get to it.
Go ahead and pull it up because obviously you've been watching Trap News Network because I'm the only one that pulls up the picture. I'm the only one that's used this picture. So obviously we know that you're soft serve vanilla watching Trap News Network.
On my picture, he made the kids' day by bringing Blueface to my son party along with making these kids happy. Shout out to my BM for making magic happen every time. Time for the kids. Let's give these kids a good summer. Now, when you go over here,
Nah, what's for the kids is Spoety Face in your hood buying ice cream. Buying ice cream. Spoety Face is around my age. I'm 36. I don't know if he wants his age on the internet, but he's around my age. Significantly younger than Compton Ricc Rocc. We both are. What's for the kids is Spoety Face in your hood buying ice cream. Spoety love the kids. Spoety Luther King was in your hood buying ice cream. That is what's for the kids. You feel me? All this, you way out tucked off somewhere in Rancho Cucamonga, hiding out doing his birthday party? No. No. That's not for the kids. That's for your kids. And ain't nothing wrong with taking care of your kids, taking care of your grandkids, and do what you got to do for your people. But Spoety Face is in the community, taking care of the kids in your hood. While you was in the mountains, hiding out with Wack, having a beautiful scenery with a beautiful sunset. You feel me? Spoety Face was buying vanilla ice cream and you was eating vanilla yogurt. I'm just saying.
to Wax page, let me see if I can find here. The picture here says on your voice, and said what he said on his live. He said it was one of the guys that was in his live.
Tainted his image a little bit on this one. Tainted his image a lot on this one. Ricc Rocc is 0-2 against the Crenshaw district. 0-2 off anything coming off Crenshaw.
Who brung it?
Hear what I said? Ricc Rocc is 0-2 for anything coming off Crenshaw.
It up.
It's not a lie.
But more than likely, it was because of that picture.
Ricc Rocc, you explaining yourself. You acting like granola, yogurt, whipped cream, strawberries, chopped up mushed bananas with berries. Hey, loose candy. A parfait. Sweetie. Sweetheart. Sweetie, sweetheart. You are the you're the sweetest of the sweethearts. You're the sweetest sweetheart that he was talking about. You the reason why you just sweeties in the chat. Sweetie. Man, we need loose cannon, bro. IBM Hoodlum. We need, oh, man, hold on. Let me see something.
My son wanted Blueface to perform at his party, which we had I'm talking about a good party.
My son wanted Blueface to perform at his party. Now, again, we're not talking bad about the party. Ain't nothing wrong with Blueface performing at his kid's party. Nothing's wrong with that at all. You feel me? At all. But on the back end, you feel me? Nigga, that ain't your hood, though. Let me see something real quick. Let me see something. Let me see if I can get a contact with Turtle. Man.
Yo, what's good?
Hey, you ain't got to say too much. I got you on live. Is there any way that I can get that phone call with Loose Cannon?
Which one?
Anyone. We just need this nigga to call in, man. The streets miss this nigga.
Whenever you call, I'm gonna holler at him. And if he say yeah, I'll call you.
Yeah, nigga, look, I'll throw something on that nigga little bugs. Let me know something.
All right, I got you.
Say less.
All right.
We trying to make the return of Turtle. I'm working on it, y'all. Y'all see it. I'm working on it. Bear with me.
Good party for my son. Had multiple rappers, Chef Boy, a couple of other on this. He got because they this beef with him. Keep on bringing my name up in it. Like I got something to do with whatever he got going on. He his own man. I'm my own man. I don't.
Nah, but you too busy saying things like whoever beef with it, that old man is a buster. So now niggas is up on you because you spoke too much. Now you trying to disassociate yourself from what you said. See, you ain't got no accountability, Ricc Rocc. And I got to worry about you grown men with no accountability because in my mind, no accountability is a direct correlation with somebody who will testify against you and tell on you in an interrogation room. Do you know what I'm talking about? Chat. Does that make sense to y'all? Can you see how somebody with no accountability can end up being a testifying witness or a cooperating force or an informant? Or do I need to break it down? Because I don't mind breaking it down like a pound. Break it down like a pound? I'll break it down like a pound. Hear me on this. If you don't have no accountability, that means that you always trying to push the blame on somebody else. You feel me? If you don't have no accountability, that means that you're trying to push the blame on somebody else. Well, if we outside and then you do something and then you don't have no accountability for what you do and you already like to push the blame on somebody else, well, if it's just me and you, who you going to push the blame on? If we locked up and we doing 1-2 steps like Sierra and, you know what I'm saying, we got to go see this judge, you don't have no accountability, so who you going to push all the blame on? See, people who have no accountability and make excuses for others not to have accountability always tell me you a snitch. You would talk too much. When things get fired, when things get hot, things get crazy, you will jump out in front of you will jump out in front of the whole situation to get yourself out of there. All you had to do is say, I messed up, or even not spoken on the situation at all. Now you finna come on the internet and lie about the encounter with Spoety Face. You finna lie about him not being pressured up. You finna lie about your relationship with Wack. You know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff. I did an interview with Spoety Face last night. In the interview with Spoety Face last night, you can see he said clearly that he doesn't even care no more. You feel me? He made it abundantly clear. He was like, man, I went over there. He went out there. Anything else past that is him for the internet. So Ricc Rocc is what he's doing now is a PC move. I ain't finna call Spoety Face with this. He out here doing real people stuff. I'm not gonna keep bothering him with this. We had our conversation about it yesterday. It is what it is. If you want to talk about it more, he'll make content about it, and then I'll react to that. But I'm not finna call bro with this. You feel me? Not because Ricc Rocc, after everything settled down and all the dust was cleared, and everybody went home, he came out like because Ricc Rocc did an Almighty Suspect at Marathon Burger. Because Ricc Rocc is doing a worse version of what Almighty Suspect did at Marathon Burger. Not show up, lie about the situation, tell a falsehood, and then try to act like he gang. But he don't gang bang. And he ain't outside with his gang. And now that I'm thinking about it out loud, you a Compton Crip. You got Parus running your kids' birthday parties? Interesting. Why you didn't have no Compton Crip rappers perform? Interesting. Got it. You was just too busy hanging out with a grown man who has adult links to little girl content. That's weird.
It's no need for me to talk about somebody who I don't have an issue with. I've been knowing the man before he was this whack 100 character. When I knew him, he was nothing like this. So I understand the character because I understand the internet. Seen Charleston White do it his best. I seen him come on here and troll.
Here go the thing. Everything ain't for the internet. So you're trying to set it up to pretend like Spoety Face is doing it for the internet. Nah, bro. You Big Tay third. You little Almighty Suspect and Big Tay third, bro. You little Almighty Suspect and you Big Tay third. You trying to make it seem like everything is for the internet. No, they just playing. It's not serious. Not serious. It was so serious that you put your dark glasses back on because we can see the fear in your eyes with them clear glasses.
People agitate people to keep his name going, regardless of how it make him look. And I know that he's taking pages out of the same book that I read. Get them talking. Get them going. Who cares about how they feel? Get your name in the algorithm. And a lot of people want their name in the algorithm. That's why so many people doing a reaction to the video that's on the internet right now. This ain't something that Spoety Face started. This ain't something that Compton Ricc Rocc started. This is something that the internet started. It's been going on before me and him even got on here. I just know how to do it the best now.
A to Z, who you talking about?
And get my name back where it needs to be at. Make everybody talk. That's like if I take a squabble right now. Purposely lose the squabble just so everybody can run the narrative. Don't show up at a 3 o'clock meeting that somebody else think that they gonna make the appropriate time for me to pull.
Oh man, now you making excuses. Oh, don't 3 o'clock meeting. You think you gonna tell me when to go? I didn't want to go at 3 o'clock, so I wasn't gonna go. You was in your house making YouTube videos, shaking, bro, cutting your comments off. Man, we not finna sit here and believe this flu flammery, bro. It's a lot of extracurricular pump faking around this father mucker. It's a lot of extracurricular pump. I'm sorry, sir. We just don't believe you. We just don't believe you. All this super turned up gang banging, we just don't believe you, bro. Come on, fool. Like, we just don't believe you, bro. Just be a 40, 50-year-old man. Stop trying to be tough with the death row chain. How you turning down faves with a death row chain on? How are you turning down Fades with a death row chain? Does Snoop Dogg know about this? Does Snoop Dogg know about this? Does Snoop Dogg know about this? I ain't gonna tell y'all who I'm texting, but hold on. Because Snoop Dogg needs to know about this. You know your boy Compton Ricc Rocc is on YouTube turning down Fades with the death row chain on? How you got a death row chain on, but you turning down Fades? All over the internet, turning down Fades, making excuses to turn down Fades, and then trying to explain Whack 100 style why you didn't show up for a fade with a death row chain on. What's that about? Because that's not what death row stands for. That's not the death row I know. That's not the death row I know. That's not what Snoop brought death row back for this. Oh man, that's Compton Badass. That's what we got. Snoopy Ricc Rocc and Compton Badass. We got Snoopy Ricc Rocc and Compton Badass. There we go, right there.
Well, look, it's gonna get everybody talking. He's a buster. He's a mark. Everywhere. It's everywhere. All over the internet. Work in my favor. Now, like I told,
if these are the type of wins that you want, well, I just prefer to lose. If going out like this is a win that works out in your favor, oh man, well, I just prefer to lose. I just prefer to lose because this ain't how a win's supposed to look, big dog. And the way you was looking with them comments cut off, looking all sad, that ain't what a win's supposed to feel like.
now let's go to this conversation before we get to what happened this morning. Yesterday, I got a phone call from a guy that I was incarcerated with when we was in juvenile hall kids. He close.
That's a stupid story.
We talking about him, his little situation that he got going on in his life. I'm telling you about the party and so forth. And then we just start talking about this internet stuff. And he said, Rocc, I didn't know that y'all had an issue. I said, man, we ain't got no issue. That's internet stuff. I said, he said that he was going to my set at 3:00. He mentioned that a couple of my homies told him that I got whooped on, I got kicked, I got my camera taken and so forth. So on my way over there, like I normally go when I'm in that section, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the ghetto. If you know, you know. Better not get caught slipping and get a whipping. Right when I'm about to head that way, my cousin say, hold up, homie, before you bust a move. We know what you know to do. We know what you know how to do. Before you bust a move, sit back and see who making it comfortable for him to feel like he could pull up. He said he been.
Oh, you got excuses. You got excuses. So wait, your cousin told you in real time, this ninja is comfortably trooping through your hood eating ice cream. You mean to tell me, let's just put the thing down, flip it in reverse it. Your cousin told you this ninja was comfortably trooping through your hood eating ice cream. Eating ice cream comfortably. Okay, we got that established. And then your cousin said, hey, but don't go over there and address the issue you called out. Don't go over there and address the issue you called out. You sit back and you put on them reading glasses that you share with Whack 100 and you don't do anything because we know what you're known to do. You've been out of jail for like 20 years. You're not known to do anything. You're not known to do anything. It's vanilla. Hey, this whole situation with Compton Ricc Rocc, vanilla. Come on, bro. You vanilla. You vanilla. Come on, bro. One more time. Vanilla. You vanilla, bro. You vanilla, bro. You got your reading rainbow glasses on. And now, hold on, because I see it now. I just figured it out. When he got the reading rainbow glasses on, that's the real him. Turned down. Unassuming. Not unassuming because he's going to do something, because unassuming because he's not anything. You feel me? Docile, meek. But then when he put the lokes on, the darkers, then he clicks and then it's gangsta. Gangsta. Okay, we get it. It's an act because the only one playing is you.
And having conversations with people.
Butterfly in the sky. Ricc Rocc go twice as high. Take a look. It's in a book, a reading rainbow. Face ass.
Ooh.
I can go anywhere and do anything as long as Whack is my wings, face ass boy.
Out your area. I said, man, he said, man, just relax that way. Cause he said you and Spoety could get into a squabble. Y'all could shake hands, be cool. He said, but you don't want whoever he talking to, and you don't know what's going on, and you be sitting up under somebody who don't like you. I said, all right.
Then see, that doesn't make sense because Compton Ricc Rocc said it don't matter who brought this. Compton Ricc Rocc said it. Same what I said. It's what Compton Ricc Rocc said. Follow me on this. Compton Ricc Rocc said it don't matter because whoever brought Spoety Face to his hood was gonna get locked down, was gonna get taken down the same way Spoety Face was gonna get taken down because whoever made it comfortable for Spoety Face, Compton Ricc Rocc said he was on that with that person. So now you telling me that that same logic is why you sat down? So now you're telling me that that same logic is why you sat down? Interesting. Interesting. You said that, hear me on this. You said, Compton Ricc Rocc said this. I didn't say this, Compton Ricc Rocc said this. You said that he just said some busters are scared to go to their own hood for sure. Compton Ricc Rocc said that whoever Spoety Face was with, whoever was from his community that made it comfortable for Spoety Face, he was going to deal with. So now you had an opportunity to go deal with that person, but because you didn't know who it was, you didn't want to deal with it. So that's 2 turndowns. So you're just admitting that you just turned down another issue that you put out into the universe. Maybe you should stop putting out issues into the universe because it doesn't seem like you're equipped to take what comes with these issues, my boy. It doesn't seem like you're equipped to take what comes with these issues, my boy. It sounds like when it's hot in here, you're going to take off all your clothes because it don't seem like it's really for you. Now, what seems like it's for you is this internet space. That's what seems like for you. This internet space. And I noticed that you didn't mention putting the dress on or throwing away your blue bandana. He also mentioned that as well. So are we going to say that that didn't happen? You feel me? I'm just saying. Orange sherbet is a refreshing dairy-rich citrus treat. Typically falls between 1 and 2% butterfat. Compton Ricc Rocc face something. The only thing Compton Ricc Rocc proves is that he's projecting for
follow your lead. You're my big cousin. Follow your lead. Whatever. Spoety Face make the video that we just see. And when I seen it, I had a few partners saying, Rock, before I talked to my people, you want to go? Well, after I talked to my people, my bad. After I talked to my folks, I said, nah, this is the reason why. Let's hold up.
You want to go? So the man tell you, you call this man a buster. He give you a 5-hour advance notice to meet you in your hood, which is not far from where you live. And then you don't go. And then the next day, you make a YouTube video talking about how after you saw the video, which means that it was after it was over and he didn't post it until like 8 o'clock that night when it was clearly like 3 in the afternoon. Now they saying, oh, you want to go over there? Well, for what? What would you go over there for? He's gone. Hey, my man, Nick, that's Compton nicotine patch. He don't want no smoke. That's Compton nicotine patch. That's Ricc Rocc. That's Ricc Rocc. Nicotine patch, no smoke. Nicotine patch, no smoke. That's Ricc Rocc.
Furthermore, if me and him go out there and get into a squabble, which ain't nothing, and we out there dirty, one of them neighbors call the police and they pull up, we got to run because you're going to be on deck. That's just how I go in the ghetto.
Man, all them apartments, bro, you could have found somebody's backyard to go in. Don't do that, Ricc Rocc. You acting like whack, bro.
Right? Any ghetto. If you on deck, if you're not on deck, you got to run and take a chance of getting caught with your woo-wah. Homies fight homies all day in every hood. Niggas get caught with straps in every hood.
Why do you keep talking about this strap, bro? He said he went up there to take a fade with you. Why do you keep like doing this weird police activity? Why do you keep taking it to a weird police space? This is what Cartoon was talking about. Cartoon wasn't feeling how you kept going to the little gunplay, and I'm not feeling it either, bro, because you keep making these little innuendos like you can't handle the fade that you called out.
I'm not going to be the one to let nobody dictate my move and put me in the trick bag that they going to get me to do what they want them to do on a time frame. It don't work like that.
Scary.
So what I did was
scary.
Purposely not showed up to get the algorithm, this internet talking. I want them to talk because I knew what I.
You're lying. So now I didn't go on purpose. Your last video, you said that you was better than the situation. I don't even understand the level of of hypocrisy here. You're conflicting your stories. You conflicted your stories. You said in your last video that you don't. I'm reading The Art of War. I don't get involved in that kind of stuff. I'm better than that. I'm bigger than that. I ain't gonna let you trick me off the streets and all this kind of stuff. Now you saying like, come on, bro. You like it's just plain and simple, bro. You turned it down like a heater in the summertime. You turned it down like a heater in the summertime. You feel me? I think he might. I think we have a new addition to the glue stick eating club. Let me find out that this man went like this with belt buckle and his belt buckle loops, walking like this with his classmates to the only recess that he had once a day in the 12th grade. Because I can't think, man.
I was gonna do this morning. So the first thing I did,
I hope that y'all don't believe that this dude is tough. I hope that you guys don't believe that this guy is tough. I hope that you. Compton Ricc Rocc's a nice guy. He's a nice, wholesome pawpaw. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. We love to see Ricc Rocc at bingo, at bridge, playing pinochle. You know what I'm saying? We love to see it. We love to see it. But the whole man
this morning went to the gym. Not no regular gym. They got a little boxing ring up in there. And I got that games trainer. And I said, hey, man.
Shout out to Magic.
Is it possible that you could get it to where I could get that ring? That way, I ain't got to be in the streets with no thing.
Oh, Ricc Rocc, now you going celebrity boxing? Get out of here, fool. Don't call Magic up for that. Bro, you're weak, bro. You're weak, bro. Man. Like it's a man, come on, bro. This is you a whacking night, fool. You a whacking night, fool. Like, man, you got a PhD in whackology. I called him so I could get that ring and blah blah blah. You ain't have to call Magic for that. Shout out to G Magic, man. He a great dude. You didn't have to call him for that. You didn't have to call him for that, bro. Come on, fool. You. Oh, come on, bro. You. Man, Ricc Rocc.
Nobody.
I don't know what whack got on these dudes, bro. I don't know what whack got on these dudes, but this is disgusting.
In no jeopardy where they got a thing. One time, pull up, we ain't got to work.
Spoety Face didn't even have nothing on him, bro. He's at the ice cream truck. You come on, scared of your own shit.
About losing everything we built.
Ricc Rocc, you for sure owe me a boxing match first. So if you ever jump in there with Spoety Face, you better believe I'll be there to get mine out the way first. For sure. If you ever think that you finna jump, I'm stepping in this for the mucker. If you ever think that you finna jump in the ring with the homie without jumping in there with me first, you crazy in your head. You crazy in your head. You crazy in your old whack 100 blue face at my kid's birthday party. We took a picture behind a beautiful mountain scenery, and I done turned down the fade and cut out my comments mine. You out your whack 100 is my daddy, blue face at my kid's birthday party while Spoety Face in my hood feeding the kids ice cream, walking around looking comfortable eating ice cream. Vanilla. On his way to the donut shop in the square, kicking it while I turn down fades and turn off my comments and call people busters and run from fades ass mine.
Like the rest of these cats we see in jail right now over some internet shit.
I called you out for the ring almost 2 years ago. Oh, I don't do that. I don't do that. If I gotta do that, I'm a blah blah blah. Man, I'm a that man. You turkey nuts, fool. When I called you out for the ring, I don't get into the ring. I do other stuff. You don't play Call of Duty. You're not a Call of Dutyist. You are not a Call of Dutyist, bro. You Fortnite at best. Hit the emoji. You Fortnite at best, bro. Hit the emoji. You ain't Call of Duty, fool. You might be Fight Night sometimes, maybe. But nigga, the most dangerous you do is NFL Blitz, fool. You your most dangerous. Come on, right. I'm a 304-ist. That's right.
The homie said, of course, I'm 100% sure I could get it to where y'all could use the boxing ring. This is what he tell me. I said, okay. Well,
Ricc Rocc, you use a Yeezys. Use a pair of Yeezys, bro. Use a Yeezy.
Cool, no problem. I called a homie that I was incarcerated with as a kid. I ain't got to say what.
He definitely talked down about Spoety Face and J Hood getting in the ring. He for sure talked down on him. Ricc Rocc's a hypocrite, fool. He for sure talked down about them ninjas getting in the ring. When me and Ricc Rocc supposed to get in the ring, he was, oh, I don't do no fighting. I'm in the other stuff. If you ain't ready to get into that, don't blah, blah, blah. And then I said, let's get into that. And then we got a phone call. Man, Ricc Rocc must have never heard what Craig said on Friday. I'm a man without it.
You from any
It's a whole video of Ricc Rocc throwing away his blue bandana, and then his homies pressed him, and then they made him take it off the internet.
thing. We
Threw away his blue bandana and said that he wasn't a Crip no more, and then he literally put on a dress and a wig. Or maybe put the dress and a wig on first. The dress and the wig happened. I'm not making it up. I'm not being facetious. I'm not being facetious. I'm not being facetious. I'm not being exaggeratory. He put a dress and a wig on. That happened. I'm not sure if it was before or after he threw away his blue bandana, but it happened.
We all know who we all know who was on the phone. So me and him chop it up. I say, listen, get Spoety on the phone. So when he got Spoety on the phone, I called one of my partners, and we all on with 4 of us on.
What you call your partner for? You got Spoety Face's number. You knew he was gonna be there because he contacted you. What you make it a group call, whack? Oh, bro, you're a whack a night. No, I'm not kidding about the dress. He had a dress on
The phone. I said, listen, you said you got partners from the neighborhood, right? You could have called one of them and said, Ricc Rocc, and we could have handled that without it being on the internet, without you broadcasting on the internet, letting everybody know what time it's going to go down, and so forth.
Bro, you put it on the internet. You put it on the internet, fool. Why are you trying to manipulate it like he did that, bro? You did that. You did that. You did that. You did that. You put it on the internet, bro.
He said, but Rock, you went to the internet with it, so I went to the internet with it. I said, yeah, but you took it past the internet because you went in my hood, which I didn't think you was going to go, and plenty others didn't think you was going to pull up in there, so I gave him his props on that. I said, I commend you on that, but you playing a very dangerous game. Going up in somebody's neighbor. I said, I wouldn't go up in your hood because I don't want to disrespect your homies. This ain't got nothing to do with them. Which I could do this.
No, you can't. You can't. You won't go over there because you can't go over there. You can't go over there and do what Spoety Face did. No, you can't. No, you can't, bro. No, you can't. You can't go to the district and do the Spoety Face what Spoety Face did to you, fool. No, you can't. It's not going. Buster. Buster. 600 voice. He's a buster. He's a buster. He's a buster. You can't. No, you can't, fool. You can't go to the parks, the darks, or the Avs doing that. Man, we need to get on God, man. Free Suge so we can snatch that death row chain off your neck. Because that's sick. That's sick. That's sick. That's sick. That's sick. That is sick. Boy, you can't go into the Ricc Rocc. You could go into the 40s. You can't. Okay.
Same thing, but I'm a little older and wiser than that. I'm not going to do that.
No, because you can't do that. It's different over there. You can't do that. No, it's not because you're older and wiser. It's because you can't. It's because that's not the same, bro. No. You can't slide around them avenues and them parks and them darks on live looking for this man. You can't do that. It's not gonna go well for you. You're gonna get what you're looking for. That's why, and you know that. Stop doing that, bro. Stop doing that, bro. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. And then now you're trying to make, oh, you was all in my neighborhood. It wasn't a Nutty Block 40 Crip issue. It was a you and Spoety Face issue. Stop doing that, bro. Stop doing that. Don't continue that anymore.
Play that game. We've seen a lot of people on here get unaligned, lose their life for that same behavior. So I told Spoety Face, listen, I got a better idea. We could go in there in this gym. I got it set up. We could get it out the way. Nobody got to worry about getting caught up at all. We ain't got to worry about no neighbors calling no one. None of that stuff. We cool. We ain't even got to ride dirty. They gonna let us go up in there and do our thing. Spoety Face told me, Rock, and it was 4 people on the phone, I ain't got no reason to lie. He said, Rock, I don't want to squabble.
Because when it was time to do the thing, you wasn't around. He's bored with you. Come on, bro. Don't make it seem like ninjas is turning down your fade because now a day later you want to put 5 people on the phone and have a press conference about it. Bro, you the ultimate turn down. You the ultimate turn down, bro. You the ultimate turn down, bro. Man. Hey, this is what I want y'all to spam the comments with this right here. Spam the comments with this right here. This the phrase that pays. Right here. This the phrase that pays. It's over with, bro. You're weird. You're weird, bro. You're weird, bro. You had your opportunity to go get cracking and you didn't. Oh, well, I want to do it now. Come on, bro. You're weird, bro. This is making me uncomfortable.
He said, I don't want to squabble. I said, so basically you did it for the internet attention. He said, no, that ain't what I did it for. I did it because you put up a video. You put your video up, so I put mine up. And, you said what you said. You called me this. I said, no, I didn't put a name on.
Yeah, and then he went to your community to get what you got to get out today, bro. Ricc Rocc, you tenderism, bro. Come on, bro. Like, you tenderism, bro. You tenderism, bro. You shaking off the bone. Come on, bro.
I said, the dudes who got a problem with him know where he at. You took it upon yourself to get in it, which is the
Tony Turner, don't get put out the chat. You was annoying yesterday. I saved you yesterday. I ain't gonna save you twice. Don't get put out the chat.
in that game that they do.
Don't annoy us, bro. Don't annoy us, bro. Don't annoy us.
So once he said he didn't want to get down, he said, Rocc.
He did want to get down. He was in your community eating ice cream, buying ice cream for the kids. You're trying to push a narrative, bro. And I'm not gonna let you push a narrative on a homie, fool. You're a flu flammer. You're a flu flammer, bro. You're a W. You're a W. And I don't mean winner. W's in the chat for Ricc Rocc, and they don't stand for winner. They stand for, hold on, where's that? Hold on. W's in the chat, and it stands for that word right there. W's in the chat, and it stands for that word right there, bro. Come on, fool. Like, you vanilla. You talking about pushing a narrative. We saw what happened. You as crazy as Wack trying to act like he didn't get knocked out at that show. When he was like, J-Rock knocked me out, guys. Like, what's up with you, bro? Something off with this dude, man.
We could talk and try to bring this peace and do it to where we could bring.
Nah, bro, you turned it down, bro. That's just the end of that, bro. Like, you're not it, bro. You're not the guy. There was a lot of guys, and you're not it, bro.
Hey, Carjack 100 here. If you need your transmission check, come on down to Carjack's. I'm your transmission expert.
I'm glad that you enjoyed that content. We heard the cries, we heard the complaints. Now we don't got no intro, but we do got an outro with the same information, man. Make sure that you are tapped in. Make sure you dropping comments. Make sure you dropping likes. Make sure you subscribing to everything we have going on here at TNN Trap News Network, because we will be giving away some more Chiliana once we hit that 40,000 membership, 40,000 subscriber, threshold. We're going to make sure that we give y'all some Chiliana, man. So make sure that y'all stay tapped in. Make sure y'all stay looking out. Make sure y'all stay right here at TNN Trap News Network. The news you can use, the knowledge you're not finna get in nobody's college. Hit a like, hit a comment, hit a good subscribe button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. We're gonna keep you updated on what's going on these YouTube streets. You already know the deal, man. If you enjoyed this content, throw the red dot to the left. You know the rest. We gone.
Hi, I'm Wack 100. When I'm not snitching on the internet, I'm snitching in real life for your own personal home security. Call 1-800-WACK-ATTACK. We're first, law enforcement second. Hey, I'm Adam22. Got an extra soul laying around? Be like Doughboy and Wack 100 and sell yours today. One soul equals a lot of clout.
Apollo Texas.
It's dangerous. Can't come outside when it's dangerous. Work all in the floorboard. Tell the ops check the scoreboard. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. And if you shoot, you ain't miss. A nigga ball like game 6. A nigga ball like game 6.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Miss it with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
Game 60 bands on my neck when I got it on me. And I remember I was broke, I never let them hold me. Final seconds with my back against the wall. 81 points strong with this K, I call it Kobe. Running through this lettuce, nothing you can tell it. Gotta watch my back, I know that they get jealous. Real shit, I got rich, ain't gotta embellish. Real life made men, they call us good fellas. And I ain't got anxiety, I know it's intuition. May never love a bitch, but I for sure play my position. I know the streets talking, I'm cracking, so I ain't tripping. I said I play for keeps, but I guess them niggas ain't listening. Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Nah, you can't come outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's outside, nigga.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Miss it with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
I've Been winning, tell my ops check the scoreboard. Money in the attic, work all in the floorboards. Late night, that's the life that we pray for. Overtime with the pack is what we in the game for. Put myself in the game and everything is just a memory. Made a couple plays for the pain, not an enemy. Gotta watch my friends more, I gotta watch the enemies. Friends is hella fake, I know what enemies intentions. I let it go until it click if I'm aiming. Started staying safe and ended up staying dangerous. Game on the line, see the pressure I can take. Hall of Fame shit, so if it's mine, I'ma take. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
Safe like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas always inside when it's dangerous. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous.